little extremist about the religion thing when I was real young. Eased back and realized, dude, this doesn't really matter as much as this and this and this. As I started to age, yes. The Halloween was like, we didn't do it. My parents would take David and I dinner, and we would maybe do something else special as a family, but they didn't, the doorbell ringing all night, and they didn't want me in my bedroom looking out the window, looking at every kid going up and down in their, in their costume, and they didn't want to hear about how unfair they were, So they kind of made it something else. I never got the taste of Halloween. I don't enjoy dressing up in a costume. I don't really like it. I have been Santa at our Christmas parties here for this radio station a couple of times. I dressed up as Santa for my niece when she was a kid, and coming back down the stairs when she was too young to understand, I just went and changed my clothes. Uncle Dan, Santa was just here. Best thing ever. I mean, absolutely melted me as a person. So like, that's kind of great, right? And for a kid, or we were going to go to the charity and like the children's hospital, would I do something like, of course, absolutely. But I don't really feel comfortable in a costume like going to your house for a costume party. One of my favorite band growing up was Kiss. They treat every day like it's Halloween, almost like you can make that connection with how I'm raised and what I like, right? So be careful what you tell your kids not to do. So if you're racist with a daughter, good luck on that. And but the point is, my friends always wanted to dress up like, dude, let's dress up like Kiss for Halloween. We did it once and I absolutely hated it. I spent all night sitting down in the chair dressed up as Ace Frehley, looking at everybody's costume like, dude, you have the 80 boots on with the 77 bat weight. Like, what are we doing here? We don't even look like Kiss, right? And it kind of made me crazy. So I never really got the taste for Halloween. It's just not my thing, right? And I knew I was going to get killed on this. So many of you are saying Valentine's Day. Now, I would admit it doesn't really feel holiday-ish. Not that you get the day off for Halloween, because I don't think you do. Although the adult Spencer's Gifts people probably take it off. Those people are weirdos. 4th of July is normally a long holiday weekend. But so many people are saying Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day. I only got like 2 people who are like, I'm with you on Halloween. 2 or 3, not that many. Danny says, I'm with you on Halloween. See you later. A few people. Wayne says, I get why you're saying Halloween, but Valentine's Day is pretty bummed. And it seems like that is the overall opinion of the people who have commented thus far. I once upon a time was this guy. I saved 15% by switching to single on Halloween or Valentine's Day. No, you didn't. You're sad. You're lonely. But can't admit that because guys are going to call me a beta. So, man, screw your happiness. Man, I don't need it. Man. You get out there, big tough guy. Thumbs up. You're so manly. All you got is that one mode, right? I got it. So you're dumb? It's essentially you're so manly, you're dumb? All right, got it. I've since been turned around on that type of thing. The divorce rate in this country hovers at 52%. So many people are commenting, we don't need a day to celebrate love. Are you sure? Are you positive? You know, one of the big TikTok trends now is a guy standing still in the video looking miserable while the wife dances around. And the caption is, my wife decided we needed to open up our marriage. Well, the dude's standing there, hands in pocket, like every guy I know is going to rail this broad, and I'm going to be stuck sitting here in the corner with the camera in my hand. We don't have a day to celebrate love? We don't? What breaks marriages up? Issues, lack of communication, lack of intimacy. We hover at 52%. What's the number one thing you do with your partner? Stop racking your brain. It's taken for granted for sure. Right? A little bit. You know you're thankful for them in your mind. And so you think, well, they know that. And your behavior gets a little bit different. You don't text as often as you should. You maybe don't call. Maybe don't check. Hey, how was your day? You don't do a lot of it. You know you're thankful for them. It's something you need to show someone. Do I think it was sad? And have I had this viewpoint in the past? That it's like, it's kind of sad. We need to remind people to be nice to their wife or their husband. We got refresher courses for a lot of things in life, man. And I'm told marriage is one of the most important things you're going to do. That family structure, and I believe that. Also, it's a good representation for your children who are watching everything you do, who will then later in life become you. The better you are about that holiday, guess what they're going to be for their partner. Don't we want our children to be better than we are? We want to provide a better life for our children than what we have, right? That's what good parents think about, and most of you are that. There are bad parents everywhere. Some of those are in the audience too. How y'all doing? You know, by the way, you're the ones disagreeing with me right now. I'm kidding. Relax. You're allowed to disagree with me and be a decent parent. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. As I look at this list, I think Tim actually won me over. As he commented, he's like, dude, it's New Year's Eve, right? It's like you can drink at midnight every day of the year if you want. That's a fair point. I would say out of all of these, New Year's Eve's probably the most overrated once you turn 25. You got to do a couple of them. Let's get dressed up. We'll go downtown. We'll do the all-inclusive thing. Once you do that 3 times, you don't need to do it anymore. Then the next 10 years you spend in somebody else's living room, and the last 3 of those you're looking at your wife like, we're not going to be doing this next year, right? We really want to be home. We should be on our couch. We shouldn't be doing this. I'd go with New Year's Eve. The expectation that you have a good time on that night is at an all-time high. I can think of maybe 2 New Year's Eves in my life where it felt like it was what it was supposed to be. I had sex both those nights. And isn't that really what made me think it was what it was supposed to be? Like, right? Like it was one of those where it's like, hey, look, went to the bar, dude, met somebody I didn't know before. Look, she's having sex with me. I got to tell you, New Year's Eve, not so bad, right? That was happening. I don't understand anybody saying 4th of July. I don't get that at all. Now, I said 10 years ago, and you saw it over the last couple of years. Celebrate 4th of July now before somebody calls you racist for wanting to do it, and sure enough, that kind of happened. But 4th of July, are you kidding me? I love that time of year, man. Headed to your buddy's house for a barbecue. You park the car in the driveway. You start walking around the side of the house to get to the backyard. You smell the meat coming off the grill. You pull open that cooler door. Reach in to grab something to drink. You take a look around the backyard, and beautiful women are everywhere in jean shorts and bikini tops. And ZZ Top turned up too loud. Little cornhole in the backyard. Hey, man, we're going to go smoke this joint in the garage. Want to head in there and do that? Yeah, man, let's do that. Are you kidding me? 4th of July? Give me we worked hard. We're celebrating the fact that in this country, what we love is to work hard and play hard, and that does not make you awful. I feel like we need more 4th of Julys and more Valentine's Days put into our calendar, not less. I'll let Tim win me over on his side. I started with Halloween, but I get why people love it, and I should like it more. I absolutely should. Yeah, New Year's Eve is definitely the most overrated out of all of them. We had been talking about taking one of these days out, dropping one of them out, whether it be Halloween, 4th of July, Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve. Now, I chose Halloween initially. I didn't really get the taste of it as a kid. And so I've always just kind of been, I don't know, it's just, I feel like an outsider on that day, you know. My parents weren't into it, as my dad was the town minister, and we didn't do that early on. And so by the time I did go out with my friends, it was like we were a little too old for it. Probably 1-2 years late on that. I'm not comfortable in costumes today. You know, I said I've been Santa for the work parties here and for my niece. And if it was like we're going to go do something at the children's hospital, so you're going to dress up like Fat Wolverine or whatever, then I would do that, obviously. You know, I like making people happy. But I'm comfortable being me. I spent a lot of time in my life trying to get comfortable with the awkwardness that is me. And that took work. And so like I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I've always said if I have anything, it's self-awareness. Like I know who I am, I know where I fit in, I kind of know, and I accept all of those things. you know? So Halloween's just it's like the whole process of it is very anti-me, but I wish I enjoyed it. Because sometimes adults take themselves too seriously. I think this is less true with TikTok and, you know, everybody's taking the 13-year-old dance moves and doing them when they're 70 in the aisle at Walmart. So I could be wrong about this now, but like, you know, adults sometimes take themselves too seriously, a little silly, and I don't always love silly, if I'm honest, and I'm saying this about me. You maybe need to interject a little bit more in your life. So I understand why people want to hold on to Halloween. But I think my opinion comes down to, wasn't really allowed to do it as a kid, and that's really what Halloween is about, is children. That, and I have dated in my life women who like Halloween's. If you're a woman and Halloween's your favorite thing, it's like, if you're allowed to think no short kings, any guy under 5'10" is short, no short kings. If you're allowed to take them off your dating board, woman who's too obsessed with Halloween is off my board. Like, that's all right, lady. How many cats are in here exactly, right? Like, it is kind of one of those things. Parents dressing up with their kids and going door to door. Now, again, this last Halloween, I just moved to my house. Right before the last Halloween, I moved into my house September 1st. And where I moved from, we didn't get a lot of trick-or-treaters. And when I moved to my new place, I was like, it's a little bit more domesticated where I'm at. And the lawns are actually mowed, and nobody has mattresses leaned up against the front door of their house for 9 goddamn months. Yeah, I kept my mouth shut about that when I lived across the street. I don't live there anymore, so I don't care if they hate me. You suck, bro. You suck, dude. And so, like, maybe that's why we weren't getting trick-or-treaters, because my neighbors look like, dude, am I going to get kidnapped walking over there? But when I moved to my new place, I got a few more of them. But it wasn't enough. I was like, I want more kids asking for candy, right? And so let's keep Halloween alive. You know, I wouldn't try to take Halloween away from people because of what my experiences were. Actually, in my comment section here at The Stansbury Show on Facebook, Tim won me over on his side, where he's like, dude, New Year's Eve, once you're an adult, like, that's the one, right? Yeah, probably. Probably. Unless the radio station asks me to work for New Year's Eve, I'm not interested in going and doing it. I'll go work. Hey, you need us to do something? We're going to host an event? Okay, yeah, let's do that. That's my job. I get it. I'll put on the right suit, get out there, MC something. Let's go do it. Absolutely. I probably wouldn't choose to go somewhere. If a good friend or something's having, hey, man, we're going to play cards at the house. You know what I mean? We're not really going to go crazy, but we're all going to get together. Okay, fine. Yeah, let's get in the car. Let's go. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily anti it, but I think that's probably going to be my more legitimate answer. Valentine's Day is on this list, and too many of you, I think, are dismissing it. I know, I got a little carried away with, like, dude, we should be celebrating. And we should be doing it more. I notice everybody who's telling me it's Valentine's Day is using a word I just used twice in that last sentence. Should. Most people who are telling me it's Valentine's Day aren't